find a moment that works. It's usually when you actually you're not stepping outside of yourself, for me at least. And it depends on what role, obviously. Like, I guess if you're playing somebody who's drastically different to you, but even in that case, most actors that I know and that I relate to could justify mass murder, because if they're playing that part, then there are a million reasons why that person did that. And so it's like, you know what, they had a really fucked up childhood, and so that's just, I would do the same thing. So usually you kind of feel like you're getting like as close to yourself as you possibly can. But yeah, it's weird, because I've also said the opposite. I've also been like, when you can really step outside of yourself. But I think mainly it's not about not being yourself. It's just about letting go of inhibition and awareness of the setup circumstance and finding the truth of why you're there. It's not about losing everything and just like not knowing where you are. It's getting rid of these little setup logistical things and being able to, I stepped outside of my logistical self and I actually found myself for a second, like for real, and I didn't think about anything else but who was in front of me at that moment for me.
I want to give somebody in the back a chance, the very last row by the exit door. Go ahead.
So I think Val is definitely the more interesting character, and for her to disappear unexplained is pretty upsetting. So, two questions, and I don't know whether you want to answer the first one. Is what happens to her, or what do you think happens to her?
Well, that's the whole thing.
And second, why do you think Olivier, if you ask him, why would he want to piss us off like that?
Yeah, it's like, again, probably why it's surprising that the movie's being sort of somewhat acknowledged here, because it's frustrating to watch the movie, because when questions are asked and never answered, then you have to think for yourself. You're like, wait, what? But I don't know, dude. I think my answer to that question, which I actually don't know if I should, I think I've answered it, but it's a slippery slope, because again, I do want people to think for themselves. But and this is just me, like, I don't know, Olivier might feel completely differently. We don't speak about stuff like this a lot, which is another weird, interesting thing. But I think that, she was trying to get across this point of view her entire time knowing this woman. And Juliet's character is influenced by mine emotionally, but she doesn't listen. She doesn't listen to a word she says. And I think that the only way to really get her to hear her and actually, like, really, she knows she got her point across was just by shocking the shit out of her and leaving. And I don't think she falls off a cliff or anything crazy like that. I don't think she, like, jumps off. I don't think she, like, runs off and dramatically, like, commits suicide. Who knows? Maybe she does. Maybe you think she does. But yeah, that was my answer for that, because I always really needed, I was like, obviously dying. I was just like, why, where does she go? Does she, in my mind, she goes back, and you don't see this, but she's in the back of the theater, like, watching the show, just to make sure, like, just to curiously, just like, I need to see that come to fruition. I think it's like some people that just can't hear. You just need to show them in a different way.
So basically there's going to be a sequel, right?
Yeah, it's called Valentine's Song. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, let's get a female. Let's mix this up. I can't see. I hope I can't see from here, so I believe it's female. Go ahead.
Yes, I am. Hi. Given what you said about performing and lightning in the bottle moments, would you ever consider any stage work?
Stage work is the question, just so people.
Yeah, I guess. I have seen really, like, very, very little. So I think I need to see more of it. But, even on set, like, if you have a bad crew, and I mean bad, people that don't care, people that are slow, people that are stupid, people that should not be where they are, like, it really affects you. Like, it's the worst feeling, and it ruins everything. Like, there's just, energy is such a contagious and absolutely true thing. Actors that are able to be on the spot and produce authentic, honest work when they're affected badly by people, I look at them like, you are a crazy person. How are you doing this? Like, this is the worst mood on set. Like, how are you able to fake this right now? And so I think to feel that, like, with so many people and day after day have it be a different experience, I think I would really get off on that. And I think it would really pull something out of me. So I think yes, but that I would need to watch a lot more because I just have no idea. Such a foreign concept for me. But like right now, I feel like like I want to say yeah. You know what I mean? Like yes, I would definitely want to do that.
Do it,
Yeah.
do it.
All right.
We should do one bonus. I think we're running early. We'll do one bonus question, please. You went up first.
If you could create the set for the play, would you keep it the same as it was in the movie? Because I feel like it didn't really allow for the intimacy between the two main characters that I felt between your time.
You mean our set, like in Sils Maria, in the cabin, in the chalet?
In the like on stage, the way it was set up on stage, like within the office.
Oh, at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I was surprised to see that too. It's like really extremely sterile. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, like within a circumstance like that, or like within that environment, something really charged and like stifled and angry and passionately emotional, whatever happens in a place like that, hot. And also like stifled, you know what I mean? That's like, I could see that, but I feel you. I know what you mean. I was always really curious about the play that would have resulted, like, because, you know, he wrote kind of like a bare sort of outline for what that play would have been like. And I think that probably in his head there was a lot more that we didn't know about. And so I'm really curious about what that play would have been for real. Like, I want to read Maloya Snake more than you could possibly know. But yeah, I never got to.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for coming.